Hello, I'm Charlie Burns, and I'm here live at the Coulthard Farm in Warren, Oregon. And we're gonna have a tour of the farm. On the farm, there are four main structures. There's the house, which is right behind me. There's the garage, there is the main barn, and then there's the she shed out to the side. Can't wait to give you a tour around. This is the last day of 2022. My name's Charlie Burns, and we are here in Warren, Oregon. We're about to get a tour of a lesbian farm.
Riley and I bought this house to live happily ever after.
And you got it.
Yeah.
And you got it.
You know it.
Good job, Riley.
Thank you.
You're a scientist and a farm owner.
Mm-hmm. And learning how to do all kinds of stuff on my own, like cut plywood and drill sheet metal. I love it here. And we got a pretty beautiful day, so we got lucky.
This is Jacq. She owns this house.
We have a 100-year-old farmhouse, a 100-year-old barn, like a 75-year-old garage and she shed. And then we have 1.8 acres of land. We're bringing our two horses on, Mr. Cool and Irish. And then we're bringing two goats, Jody and Derby. And then we're probably taking them rabbits right there. And then, let's see. And then we're going to farm it. We already have garlic in the ground, and we're going to try to make it into a garlic farm, hopefully. And that's going to be its main crop. And then we're going to start a nonprofit for kids, queer teens struggling with family issues that can come here and get mentored, stay in the she shed, and work on the property during the summer times. And let's see, what else are we doing with this house? We have a hot tub out back. It's 2 stories, and we're planning on putting a full second story on soon, and then a privacy fence to block out what you can probably hear is the traffic, because we live on a highway. And then we're going to try and open a produce stand here to basically just promote local foods. And that's it.
So my horse is named Mr. Cool. I inherited him from my adoptive mom. He was not in great shape when I got him because she'd been having some health problems. So I started taking care of him about 3 years ago. He's put on like 300 pounds and he's doing really well. He's still an older guy, but we're building the barn for him. And then we're getting a friend for him. The barn where he's at now, the trainer has a horse that can't be ridden, and they got along really well. So she's going to give us that horse named Irish to be Cool's friend.
And this is your garage?
Yes, this is my garage. It's usually in a little bit better shape, but it's become kind of a de facto plywood cutting.
Usually, before the 8 weeks you own this place.
Yeah. For a while we had like a little nice seating area set up in here, but now it's just plywood.
This is the garage / atelier of scientists and Yale grad Riley Coulthard. Hey Riley. How's it going?
Coming along.
Tell our viewers at home what you're doing.
I'm cutting plywood pieces to build the barn.
I'm going to show you the barn. It's the structure that's outlined in the back. How
Yeah.
long has it been taking you?
I'd say it's been about a month that I've been working on it.
She's been working really hard.
So it's 27 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood that have to be cut, sanded, primed, and painted. Of course, it's winter in Oregon, so it's too cold to paint them outside. So I've been running a heater in my basement, carrying the panels of plywood down there to paint them, prime them, bring them back up. We're getting there. We're hoping to have it done tomorrow.
Which is New Year's Day 2023. Now, as far as being on a farm, this is probably one of my favorite structures here. This is the barn. This place doesn't make any sense. Let me show you what I mean. There's a lot of things in this barn that just don't make sense. Now, my friends, after they moved in here, they discovered there's this pond that forms here. It isn't supposed to form, but there's a church a couple miles up that turned a field into or they turned kind of like an area that dipped down into a field for kids to play soccer on. And because they did that, now this area fills up with water. So when I first got here, there was no water here, but now there's a fair amount of water in this field behind us. And it even goes into the barn. Let me show you. So here's the barn, and as you can see, the water is coming into the barn. The barn doesn't have like a floor, and the water comes all the way into here, kind of forming, I don't know, kind of like a boat dock, you could say, but in a barn. There's also two kind of little rooms. There's a room here and a room over here. And then there is a giant area above the barn, but it's filled with bat poop. So outside the barn here, if we come down from the main house, there's the garage, here's the barn, there's the continuation of the Great Lake that has just formed, and then here's the pasture where the horses will be, and this is the outline of the barn that Riley's building. That is where the barn will go. Right now there's just metal poles. But eventually that will be not just an outline of a barn, but a full barn. Then over to the side over here, there's an orchard. These all grow apple trees. And then up top here, this is the structure that they're calling the she shed. And again, here's the main house. Here's the she shed, here's the main house, here's the garage, here's the barn. Here's most of the farm, right here. Right outside the main house is the structure we're calling the she shed. The main house is right over here. This is the structure they're referring to as the she shed. The goal is to turn this area here into kind of like bunk rooms. And then to turn this area over here into kind of a little kitchen, into a little kitchen dining area. I'll show you what it looks like, but currently it's just kind of a mess. This is the side yard of the Coulthard farm, and when they were renovating, they found this little fire pit that had been here. It was overgrown with bushes and things, so they undid it. And they also discovered this greenhouse. They put in a little plat, and they added in a hot tub over here as well, which I gotta say is a nice addition to the house, to the farm in general. Nice to be able to work hard and then take a load off in the hot tub.